Today on Penny Dreadful, we talk about sickness, sex, and shootouts. Stay tuned.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AFTERBUZZ TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Hello, Dreadfuls. Welcome back to the Demi-Monde. We are here at AFTERBUZZ TV talking about Penny Dreadful, Season 3, Episode 6. No beasts so fierce. I'm your host, Marisa Serafini. You can follow me on Twitter at Serafini TV. You can follow my beautiful co-hosts.
Hi, I'm Angela Struck. You can find me on Twitter at @TheAngelaStruck and on Instagram at Angela Struck.
Hi, I'm Joelle Monique. You can find me on Twitter at Joelle Monique and on Instagram _Joelle Monique.
Hey guys, it's Renee Ariel, and you can find me on Instagram and on Twitter at Renee Ariel.
Excellent. This was a great episode.
So good.
I love the fact that everyone was pretty much back in this episode.
Yes.
Well balanced, but quick thoughts. Renee, let's start with you.
I love this episode. I thought it was a great Lily episode, and I cannot wait to talk about her.
Great shootout scenes, which are like just everything to me. I'm so excited that we got a second one. 2 weeks in a row of shootouts. I'm about that.
Yes.
I'm just excited that Hecate is gone. Bye, demon, bye. Go back to Vanessa, Ethan. So that's it was good for me. I liked it.
Yes, and welcome back.
Thank you.
We missed you.
I
like this. I like the fact that we finally had everybody together.
Yeah.
Me too.
Or not together, just like on the
show.
screen.
Yeah,
Yes,
it's really
yes.
nice.
Much so, and I think there was a lot of stories, but they were all pretty well balanced.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
But let's talk about John Clare first, because he was the shortest amount on screen today.
John.
Poor guy.
Heartbreaking. Literally, the acting in that is so amazing. He's so incredible.
Yes.
But that was just really hard to watch, honestly.
It was. Watching your son, and your son not even realizing that's you, but kind of actually knows it's you, but it's not.
Yeah. I mean, yes, I feel very bad for him, obviously. It was a very sad scene. But, like, you do look like a monster. Like, of course, if the sun opens his eyes, he's going to be frightened. I would be frightened. It's very sad, but, like, I imagine that would happen.
But it's a parent watching a child choking, dying potentially if he didn't get some water
On
and
his own
cool
blood
off
and
and everything.
it's just,
Yeah, I mean, he had to step in. I didn't think he had much of a choice there to be watching that. And there was that beautiful moment, but then I guess maybe he was so foggy, his son, when he needed water that
Or
he
delirious.
couldn't see exactly. And then once he regained his vision, I guess.
I think one of the more heartbreaking lines was from the son was like, "Are you an angel?" And they told me angels are coming for me soon, and I hoped it would
was
be
you.
Oh no.
Oh my gosh, so many layers of like him missing his dad, but also like him wanting to die, and then having to watch John here. Like, I just don't want to be here. Like, whew, it got me. It was really emotional. I like the scene a lot. I'm hoping that we get a little bit of like season 1 John back, where he was like, I will tear down doors and like do whatever I have to survive. And I'm hoping that he will get that medicine for his son.
I hope so.
I mean, I would like to see that. It was really sad to see him break down alone in the street, in the alleyway, just to see such a vulnerable side of John Clare.
I was just gonna say, when we saw the episode with just him and Vanessa in the asylum, we got such a glimpse at who John Clare was before he became the creature that you just sympathize with him even more because he was such a beautiful, sweet, poetic person.
Yeah.
And that's who we saw today in this episode for sure.
Yeah.
We saw more of a family man of John Clare in this episode.
Yeah.
Really sad. I hope the best for the son.
Yeah.
That's another story that we'll probably pick up.
Oh, I'm
hopefully in
sure.
the next
Yeah, I
episode.
think we'll get more insight into what happens.
Yes, but let's get into an exciting story with Victor. Victor. My goodness. All right. We see him, actually, first of all, talking to Jekyll.
Yeah.
They believe they have a strong enough serum to now finally use on Lily.
We have been saying this from the beginning, that this plan was not going to work.
This was foolishness, just pure silliness.
In what world did he think that he'd just be able to waltz in, grab Lily, this ferocious woman, and just drag her back submissively
I mean,
to...
even if the girls hadn't been there, like, I'm trying to get into Victor's head and be like, okay, so I'm somehow going to get past Dorian, sneak this under her nose. Like, she's lightning fast and super strong and incredibly smart. Like, where?
What was your plan?
Yeah.
Like, you got there, you broke in, then what, Victor?
He's love struck. He's not thinking rationally.
It's television.
You know?
That's fair.
Yeah.
It's television.
But
needs to
I felt
move
like
on.
Jekyll was kind of like foreshadowing. I guess he kind of just predicted that this was not going to go as well. I mean, he thought that Victor wouldn't have the ability to do it, but I think he just sensed all around this wasn't a great plan.
The
Because he's
physical
smart
strength.
and has common sense.
Yeah.
Also,
Absolutely.
drugging and, like, bringing someone back to be the version of them you wish they were. It's a whole bunch of ethical lines,
Yeah.
Victor. You're like, I don't know what...
Yeah.
Love. We'll just chalk it up to that.
Yeah, so we do see Victor, his plan goes awry. But, I mean, that takes us pretty much to Dorian and Lily.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Now, this time around, there are more women they have recruited. What do you think of Lily's logic and mentality of trying to train these women, pretty much turning them against every man possible in this universe of theirs?
I have a fun, free self-defense class. You know, I would take that.
Twisted self-defense.
Yeah, I mean, it's getting pretty out of hand, if you ask me, and pretty ferocious. Dorian has lost all control in his own house. Yes. I mean, these women are going to rise up against him, and I think you and I both kind of felt that he was looking at Victor not wanting him to get killed because he sees that he could come in handy in the future in taming Lily if she gets too out of hand.
Yeah, because we do see the shot when the Justine was pretty much slicing Dorian's neck open, actually drawing blood.
Yeah.
And then Lily says the line, like, who else? What was it?
Oh, I wrote that down.
I'm finding it in my notes here. But pretty much, like, who else?
Well, then who would the others practice
Yes,
on?
who?
Oh, yeah.
who
What a
would
great
think
line.
of that?
Yeah.
Dorian's face.
But
is just-
Dorian's face.
Yeah. So how he's been demeaned to just a doll to practice on when
Rough life.
he views himself
Nothing.
as the immortal on this other level, you know, like Lily. I don't know. He thinks he's above them, but I think soon.
Yes.
I was wondering that about him feeling above everyone else or above even Lily, but I think now he's just below Lily, and that's what's bugging him. I think they were kind of equals. I mean, I think he's very twisted and a terrible person, but I think that they were equals, and now he's realizing he's completely losing the power altogether, and he does want to get back to that equality. I don't think it's a matter of, like, losing all of Lily's power, but he just doesn't want all of these new women to just take over and him not be even needed anymore.
And now Justine is a powerhouse.
Yeah.
Like, she quickly went from, like, okay to, like, one of my favorite characters. Like, her wearing that suit, first of all, was amazing. Like, I really liked the cut of it. I like that she was choosing to wear a suit and kind of step into a man's role, and I thought that was really dope. But I feel like Dorian has to now compete for Lily's affection, which I can't think that he pictured a world where that was ever going to be a possibility in the future for him. I'm kind of rooting for Justine.
But what did you guys think
Really?
about her? Yeah, I was not rooting for her. I mean,
No.
I think she should kind of calm down a little bit. They kind of saved her and brought her in. Don't bite the hand that feeds you, right?
Absolutely.
But I was going to ask, what did you think about her in the suit? Because that's almost her trying to be a man, when I feel like that group of women are kind of celebrating their femininity.
Yeah, I think that was more so to show just how strong she is. And
Yeah.
I think it's a power struggle between Justine and even Lily, because we see Dorian's even having problems with this. But I think it's to exude a more stronger sense of self.
Yeah.
I
Definitely.
guess erase the lines.
Well, she probably never had a lot of choice in what she was going to wear or put on her body either. And then she's stepping into this role, and now she's finally has power for the first time in her life. I can definitely see her being like, "Oh, put on a suit. Like, I'm in charge now."
Yeah.
I think it's strength. I mean, heck, I wear
Yeah.
a blazer every single day, but it empowers me. So
Right.
I completely believe in wardrobe helping, like, raise people's sense of self.
Yeah.
And so we see this power struggle with Dorian. Do you think this is the start of a disconnect and their relationship is slowly coming apart?
Yeah.
It's so clear
Something
that
bad's gonna happen. But
yeah. Well, it's really clear to me that Dorian has, like, no longer understands Lily as she is as a person. Like, the whole fact that he can't see that she, like, is going to take care of these girls. He's like, well, we could get rid of it. It'd just be the two of us. she's started something and she's gonna finish. Like, she's building a literal army. There's no going back for her at this point. And the fact that he thinks that they can just go off and do something entirely different, or that Lily would even want to ever give that up. Like, they could, but that's not who Lily is now.
Not at all.
Yeah, and I mean, if Lily's true to what she's saying, Dorian did, you know, have her take these erotic pictures when she was Brona.
Yes.
So, I mean, he is their target.
Very true, and I love how you brought that up too, because that's also in my notes, the parallelism, because even Justine was like the taking those photos and then going back for your own self-pleasure and whatnot. I was like, that's exactly what Dorian did in the very first episode of his. So I think maybe the woman might turn on Dorian.
Yeah, I wonder if Dorian is actually just part of Lily's plan. And so she got him on her team for now to eventually turn on him with her army, because he can't just be taken down.
Yeah.
Not like a normal person.
Yeah.
Would that be karma for Dorian? Just his character in and of himself?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like Dorian at all.
And I really don't.
But I love Lily.
What makes you not like
she's
Dorian?
amazing.
She is. Huh?
What makes you not like Dorian?
I don't see him having any empathy, whereas I do see Lily having a lot of empathy, and she's relating to these girls, not just trying to use and manipulate them. Yes, she is using them, I guess, as pawns, but I do think she cares about them, and I think we really saw that in this episode with Justine. She understands what they went through, she understands what they're going through, and they can relate to each other in that sense. Dorian, they have nothing in common aside from the fact that they're both sociopaths. And I think that Dorian needs to go.
Yeah, and these women are coming to her. Like, it's not like she's out in the streets, like, you need to join me. They're like, and I liked her new nickname, the White Lady or the Pale Lady. I thought that was really nice. So if I also, I'm with you. I'm bye, Dorian. Like,
Bye.
you can go back and join up with like the main squad. I'm totally fine with that. Go have your own mini adventure. But I want to see Lily and her army of women just taking down people. Like, I really like it.
Funny. I don't feel that way at all. It's so funny.
We shouldn't feel that way.
Yeah,
The chat is with you guys. I love bad guys.
She has
me too.
empathy only for herself. She's really only seen her side of things. And it's like, anybody that stands in my way. Yeah. So I kind of, I don't know. It's interesting to see it two different ways. But I think that I did like that Dorian, I thought, showed some empathy. Now, maybe it was also for his own selfish motives, that maybe he wants to use Victor later. But he did spare his life, or was pleading with Lily.
In debt.
Yes.
And which he will call upon. So that is something that we'll see in the
right.
future.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
I like the side of Dorian that there is a vulnerable side. So maybe he will turn good.
Yeah.
So and
I saw
think
that
the
this
powers way.
episode.
Yes.
I usually don't like him, but I did tonight.
I definitely saw a sense of vulnerability, and that was good. I don't know. I just think he's such a misogynist, such like a jerk. And like when he killed his lover last season, I was like, that was my like done point with Dorian. I was like, I don't like you anymore. I really like that character. I needed her to stick around and be amazing and powerful. And he killed her, and I wasn't prepared for it. And then after that, emotionally, I was just shut off from Dorian.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of Dorian. I think the only reason we saw his vulnerable side, again, is because he finally had to get off his high horse. He was pushed off by Lily.
Yes.
And now he's like, I don't have any power anymore. What do I do? That's what I think the vulnerable side was coming from.
Okay. But do you think Dorian is redeemable?
I do. I thought I saw a different side of him. And maybe he's been humbled, he's going to have a new approach to things. I don't know. We will see.
This table is very split.
Yeah, I know. It's true. It's true.
Not just
This
by color.
side, we think he's redeemable.
Yes.
You two on
No. He's a
Oh.
lost cause.
Done.
Interesting. Okay. I want to see, and I think I don't want to say this is a prediction, but I think we're going to see a better side of Dorian.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hopefully.
And I think he's going to unite with
I
Victor.
think he'll come around. Turn a new leaf.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm trying to picture what he turns into next, and I guess maybe that's my
Good.
My
He's
gap.
just a good person. Who knows?
No.
no.
I like to hope for the best. All
Yeah.
right?
I appreciate it.
Positive
I
here.
appreciate it. I don't have any hope for it.
I don't see it.
Just one more quick note. I love the ballroom scene and how it looked. It just looked gorgeous.
It was so
Gothic.
pretty. Their dance was amazing, and the song was really kind of surprising to me because it was light and kind of skippy, and like I such a heavy like emotions in that house and dark things going on, and so to have that music and to see the kind of passion between the two of them, I really liked it.
Yeah, I think that ballroom has had way more personalities than a lot of these characters.
Yeah.
Just like in look and whatnot. It looks so different every time you see it, which always conveys a different tone for whatever scene we're watching.
It's true. They can light it very differently for whatever their purpose is. And it really changes the whole tone.
If you remember, like season 1, Vanessa was in that room a lot and was very romantic.
Yeah.
And now turning it into season 3, it's very dark and murderous. It has definitely different looks and personalities and tones. Brilliant. All right, let's get to Vanessa then.
Yay!
Vanessa.
Also,
Girl.
she looked so nice.
She did. She looked
She
gorgeous.
looked, her hair looked
beautiful.
gorgeous. She was wearing a bright, light color. Her makeup looked nice. She looked at peace.
Her lighting was better. It was warm. It was warm orange color, so like maybe some sense of hope.
Yeah.
She's kind of finding herself a bit. But I found it really sad that she even realized that she doesn't have her friends and family.
Oh, yeah.
The ones that you love.
Yeah.
But
And
she
she
goes
needs
to
them.
Yeah, she goes to Dr. Seward. About
It's so great to see that she had the sense to go there.
And not to Dr. Sweet first.
We were all holding our breaths,
Yes.
hoping that
It
wasn't
was
Dr.
a
Sweet.
tense moment for that reveal. I'm like, who is sitting across from her?
Oh, I was like, it's gonna be Dr. Seward. It's gonna be Dr. Seward. And I was so happy with Dr. Seward, but terrible advice, Dr. Seward.
She has no way of knowing.
She doesn't know. Yeah.
Well, yeah, I think Dr. Seward's definitely jaded because she killed her own husband with a cleaver.
With a cleaver! So much respect. So cool.
Didn't you think it was slightly bad writing, I will say, in that Vanessa is so cunning and so clever and always can kind of, be a step ahead. And when they described, when her new friend, Catriona, whatever,
Catriona.
described Dracula as this seductor, or
Seducer.
what is the male version of
Seducer?
Seducer, yes. Seducer, a strategist. I mean, it was literally spot on for what Dr. Sweet has been, the role he's been playing in her life right now. So I don't know that she didn't put 2 and 2 together.
I know. It's just amazing she hasn't figured this out yet.
I agree, but I think what they're doing is setting it up for an even more epic reveal, and which I'm going to be really excited for. I definitely think she's going to figure it out before she is a victim of any sort, and I think it'll be a way better scene when she does, as opposed to just some woman kind of giving her hints about it for her to be like, I know who it is. Because I feel like that would have been less...
Sure, but then I almost feel like the writers shouldn't have had her exposed so much just because she's so intelligent. I feel like she would be able to see that a mile away at that point.
Just to play devil's advocate, because I agree with you at this point, I'm like, open your eyes, it's right there. But she also, when they're having sex on the floor, there's a sense of like she really needed this. Like that she's been so cut off and
She just
starved
needs
from
companionship.
love.
She's
and
lonely for sure.
And so it has some guy who's like, I care about you just the way you are, without anything changing, and I believe you, which is such a struggle for her. I can make the leap of like, okay, she's in a bad place and she is attaching herself to this.
Yeah, I guess the argument would be that she doesn't want to see it because he is such a master seducer and strategist. So I guess that would be the point, like what you're saying, that she needs it so badly. But for me, I thought
I agree,
she would have seen it.
Yes.
Totally.
Let's talk about the sex scene, though. Very dark, dirty, on the floor of the
Surrounded
National
by animals
Museum.
of the
Very
night.
reminiscent
Surrounded by
of her
dead.
first sexual encounter
Yes.
in the
In
room
season
with
1.
all the dead animals.
It's like in the
Exactly.
billiard room with all the hunting stuff,
Yes.
Yeah.
Very, very reminiscent of that. I love the parallelism, but
Yeah.
how different the guys are that she chooses, even though the situations are somewhat the same.
Wasn't she on top this time, and in the previous time, he was on top when she loses her virginity?
Yeah.
I feel like I
Yes.
remember more of a male figure
The
leading
first time
that.
was the male.
Yes.
And then this time she was on top. But if you remember in season 1 when she had sex with Dorian, she was on top as well.
Yes, no,
And then
she's
she
a
lost
different
it.
woman now
Yeah, she
in
is.
the last several years. Yeah.
But what did you think of the scene and how she even reacted at the end of it?
To be honest, I just, knowing who Dr. Sweet was the whole time, it just made me sad. Because that scene where she was first talking to him, or no, Dr. Seward, and she was talking about how every man that she's let in has disappointed her, and you're just like, he's going to too. So that whole scene, I just kept thinking, this poor girl is going to have trust issues for the rest of her life if it doesn't end soon.
Yeah.
I need Ethan to get back.
Yeah, please.
I don't even want him to be her white horse. I just want her to be like, oh, there is that other guy, though. Like, if she could just be, like, split her attention a little bit. Because I need her. I need it to come from within her. Like, I need her to be her own hero. That's kind of, the show's been really great about doing that. But now that she's kind of, like, pitted between two guys, I'm concerned. Like, I'm worried.
Does anyone know exactly what Dracula wants to do with Vanessa? I mean, would he treat her nicely, or
Drink
is he
her
like
blood
they want to
and
feed off
become her bride? Yeah, she becomes his
Just
bride.
wondering her options right now.
Not many.
Maybe it's not the worst alternative for her. Like, hey, you know,
It's really sad. But what do you think? Yeah, and to that, what do you think of Vanessa actually telling Dr. Sweet about Dracula and asking these questions, now knowing it? Well, we know that he is Dracula, but the fact that she's actually opening up and spilling these dark secrets too.
His plan is going just as he wanted it to, I think. You know,
I think his reaction should have been a tell-all. Who is that calm when someone says they're being hunted by something that wants to suck your blood?
His poker
he's
face
cute,
was
yeah.
A+. It was A+. I was like, you are keeping it all in together, sir. I think that she... some part of me is, like, happy for her, because at least she still has the ability to trust, like, the ability to go out there and try, even though we know that this is not going to end well. Like, either she'll whatever the outcome, she'll be crushed when the truth is brought to light. So I do feel bad in that sense, but also I'm glad that Vanessa can still be a person and still try to make connections. I'm hoping this doesn't kill it inside of her.
I also, don't you guys kind of think it's a cool parallelism between Hecate seducing Ethan and Dr. Sweet seducing Vanessa? They're both kind of without one another. Like, when they're not together, they're really susceptible to
Very true.
falling victim.
We also know that evil seduces
Right.
Yeah.
more than than good. So evil's always the seducer.
Good is the harder choice, right?
Yes,
often.
it is.
Fortunately.
You have to choose good,
Yeah.
but be good. But we quickly mentioned Catriona Hartigan. What did we think of this character?
I love her!
So much.
Amazing. She's fabulous.
awesome.
Yeah. I'm excited to see more of her.
Me too. I loved her makeup, by the way. It was just such a subtle, smoky eye. Props to whoever her makeup artist was.
Right?
Loved it.
And I like that kind of modern, as far as, like, she's clearly moving ahead in the century
Yeah.
of everybody else. She's got the most modernized look.
Short hair. She felt very like 30s, like roaring 20s,
Yeah,
kind
yeah.
of like, yeah.
Yeah. I loved her introduction, the fact that she was playing against another male in fencing, such a classy, like one of the well-renowned sports or any event in, London and whatnot. But the fact that she's on equal playing fields, literally, against men in that society, and she beats him. So it already establishes that she's a strong woman, and she will go out of her way or do whatever it takes to be on top in that way.
But she wins by cheating.
She
too.
wins by cheating,
And she's
which is
comfortable
great.
with it.
But yes, she's very okay with that.
At whatever means necessary to win. I can't remember exactly what she said, but isn't that rather the point or something?
Yes.
Like, to win, and she's not willing, or she's willing to do whatever she has to succeed.
Cheat, Dracula together. So what do we think of Vanessa and Catriona pairing up for this?
I would love that, and I hope that we see more of them together soon.
So much more. I have to tell you that my fangirl brain instantly shipped them. I was like, be a couple, because fan fiction. But I do hope they get to be friends and take down people. And the fact that she was fighting with dual blades was so dope. Like, we rarely get to see that in fencing and stuff. And props to the fight master, because that scene was so well done. I really like that the camera established the taller, bigger guy as our hero. Like, oh, cool, some, like, rugged dude is gonna be able to help Vanessa through this. And then this tiny woman who's so fierce and just amazing was like, nah, I got this.
Yes. I think it's interesting that they casted a woman with the same physical stature as Vanessa. So
There are a lot of similarities between them, and I think that was really,
Yeah.
I'm excited to see where that goes.
yes.
Totally.
I would love to see these two pair up in future episodes just to take on Dracula. That'd be awesome. But more so, Vanessa just needs a friend, another woman companionship, because
Yes,
she's
she
very
does.
lonely. She just needs another person to talk to other than her therapist.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Can't only have your therapist as a friend.
I mean, yes, you can, but she needs another person, another strong female influence in our life.
Speaking of that, why is Lyle leaving? I was so sad about that. I love Lyle.
We finally got him back.
I would be
and then
like,
he's leaving again.
don't leave.
Lyle is leaving to set something else up.
Yeah,
not go
I
to
do think
Imhotep's
you're right.
tomb.
Yeah.
And in this era, and we
Yeah.
haven't, as much as we did a little bit with the Egypt stuff in season 1, like Egypt was like the thing to be like discover and unbury tombs.
Amenet.
You're right.
And now we have
I'm hoping
Imhotep.
you're right.
I'm thinking this will be the launch for next season. But we'll see.
Absolutely.
Let's see.
Yes, leaving indefinitely, and I'm like, what? No, no, you're not.
Yeah.
You need to get back here,
Stay.
sir.
She needs
She
you.
not
needs you
leave.
now. Yeah.
Yes, but I think because that opened the door to bringing Catriona into the picture. But yeah, we'll miss you, Lyle.
Yes.
Please come back.
Yes.
Because you are an asset to the show. All right. Anything else about Vanessa? But we did learn a little bit about Dracula, you know, from Catriona. The fact that we all know that Dracula is the founder, but he was the Holy Romans and Ottomans faced together, more pitted against each other.
Yeah.
But he's the cause of all this. So.
I loved that she was a fencer too, because just that sport is all about like, you know, knowing your opponent's next move, and I think that's what Vanessa, you know, is usually pretty good at, is sensing where her opponent is gonna attack her next.
Chat. I'm gonna say your name wrong, so I apologize. Santibella says maybe Vanessa has her suspicions and is trying to draw Dracula out by playing at his game. I would really like this to be true. To see Vanessa like pull like a double thing with somebody, especially someone as powerful as Dracula, especially after having seen him in her vision. Even though she didn't get the physical form of him, she now understands who he is as a person. It would be really cool if in like 2 episodes she was like, nope, gotcha. I'd be like, what?
Yeah.
I'm hoping
Yeah.
that's true. I like
That
that
would
fan
be
theory.
amazing writing then.
That'd
Then
be-
we were all schooled.
Yeah, that'd be nice, but we haven't physically seen any moments of Vanessa picking up on
Right.
Dr. Sweet.
Yeah, I would think that more so if we didn't see that scene with Dr. Seward, where Dr. Seward had to pretty much convince her into disclosing this information to Dr. Sweet to begin with. Otherwise, I would really hope that was the case.
Yeah.
But Vanessa just needs to be with the people who love her.
Yes.
Which we, like, eventually we'll see everybody together.
Why doesn't she go to Victor too?
I know.
Victor always
Victor's
has
kinda
her.
silly.
He's lonely too, Vanessa.
Yeah.
They're
Oh,
all
I
just
forgot to
kinda
say that one thing, though. I did like how he was pleading to Lily, saying, my serum will help you forget all the misery. And she had just spoken about how she can't forget these
Yep.
trials and tribulations she went through as Brona. So I liked that.
Yeah, I like the line, I want my scars to show. I thought that was a really nice
love
visual
that
description of
And you
where
can
her
literally
head's
see
at.
her scars.
Yeah.
Her scars are very open there. Dr. Sweet did mention that the exhibit that they're displaying will be the House of Night Creatures. So we have the wolves and the bats and
All of our
probably
unclean
ravens.
creatures.
and
Snakes, maybe. Yeah.
So I think something's about to go down in that museum.
He also dropped the L-bomb after one date.
Yeah, I love you
If that's not a
literally
red
yelled
flag,
out.
I don't know what is.
They've met a couple times now.
Renee
so.
was like, one day. It's been one day.
I mean, if it happens in How I Met Your Mother, it can happen in the show. So
Ooh, Natasha Neal says of Lyle going to Egypt that maybe he will bring a mummy back with him. We'll get mummies next season.
or maybe
be
he'll
good.
just bring back unwanted spirits that followed him. That'd make for an interesting
Yes.
Yeah.
We could
story.
only hope.
Ooh.
Okay, all right. So let's get to the shootout. First of all, let's just get to Ethan. Ethan back home with his father. Whether we had the cliffhanger of last week's episode, if his father was going to shoot him. Turns out that didn't happen, but we know it wasn't going to happen because we still haven't the rest of the season to get there. But what do you think of that intense, awkward dinner scene?
Okay, first of all,
Turn the page.
I'm just wondering, who's like, hey, prisoner, let's have dinner together. You're arresting them. Why are you eating dinner with them?
This detective story makes no sense.
I think it's
every
you
time I
guys
go-
though. Wild West. There's no restaurant you can go to. You're out like miles and miles away from anything. They're kind of like, well, we're here. We have to eat.
Well, you're
And
gonna
I think the father knew all along nobody's walking out of here. I
Well,
mean,
of
his whole
course he
goal
knows
was,
that.
your last supper. Like, I'll feed you and then I'll kill you.
But
really
the
was a
inspector
lesson.
should have been a little more on it. Like, you're great at
Yeah.
tracking, you're just stupid.
But I think
I
that
agree.
he knew that the father is no match for Ethan and Hecate and even Sir Malcolm and the inspector. You know, I think he knew that these guys were a lot more sophisticated than the father. So I don't think he was kind of like, let me get my popcorn and watch and see what happens.
But my thing is, he didn't eat. Like he didn't. Like he sat down at the table, let the prisoners sit down at the table. You need to be loading them up and out. Like, being in this house is death. Like, people just die here, at least from our perspective.
Yeah.
So I'm with you. I feel it's a little weird to be like, and I will say, I'm not going to eat. Malcolm didn't eat. So it's just the dad and Hecate and Ethan.
But he was sitting there with a gun. It was a power play, don't you think?
It definitely was. But that's what I've been saying all along, that Rusk and Osto, they are no threats whatsoever.
Yeah.
What are they still
Right.
doing there?
That was my first thought as well. What an awkward family dinner.
Yeah.
I would have hated to be at that table.
I think that we saw that Ethan isn't the evil person that he's trying to be or thinks that he potentially can be, because if he was, he would have summoned the snakes and done all of that immediately, and then Hecate would have probably gotten out alive and it would have all been done.
You really think that? Because, I mean, his father put him on the spot to say grace, and he purposely said everything opposite of what the Our Father is.
The
Like, just to be
Lord's Prayer.
spiteful.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, you're committing so many sins right now just reciting this. But do you think now Ethan himself has lost all of his faith?
But he didn't kill his father in the house of God, and I thought that was a meaningful act. And I think he could have easily, if he was as devilish as he, is saying he is, he could have pulled that trigger. So
I definitely felt Ethan was performing. Like, he had a friend in Hecate, somebody who was like, I will help feed this hate that you feel in your heart, and I'll help you act on it so you can get that out of your system. And that feels good when you're that upset and you're that alone, to just be like, we hate together and like we'll be a team. But it definitely felt like a facade the entire time to me. Even in reciting the prayer, it was like a little boy like egging on his father, like, I bet you won't do something. And they're both threatening to kill each other the whole time, and neither one can do it. Like, which I actually really like, because a lot of times in shows like this, it's like, and now you're dead. But here it's like, there's clearly so much love and so much hurt and so much damage that can't be overcome.
exactly.
So I really like the dinner scene, as awkward and as uncomfortable as it was. And Ethan and Hecate just chowing down while everyone else is like, I don't know.
They're
what
just
to do.
used to it, I guess. But I loved the one shot where the guy's like, oh, there will be a reckoning right before the end of the night. He's just like, oh, yeah.
Bam, done. We don't need you
Like,
anymore.
and then like, all right, can somebody pass the bread? Like,
Yeah. You're like, again, I said Osto, he's pointless.
yeah.
I like that, though. That was nice. I think that was just the start of, everything that was about to go down.
Yeah.
But I did love the shot where it was the camera trick when they went from normal Hecate to Nightcomer Hecate.
Yeah.
All in one foul sweep, which really set everything off.
Bye, girl, bye.
I'm so happy she's dead.
Ethan, go back to Vanessa.
Did anyone else feel like her death? Like, I'm glad she's
Anticlimactic.
Yeah. She was such a fearsome warrior this whole time.
And
I
then
really felt
boom.
like, I just felt like, oh, shot to the heart is what killed her?
That is, it
Anything
killed her the
Literally.
whole time.
Totally agree. I
Literally.
thought that was very lackluster.
But what do you think of her last line? Hell awaits us both.
What a sweet last line before you die.
Parting words.
But with this whole season, where the end is near, maybe she's saying it's only going to be a minute. Like, soon hell will be on Earth. I'm going to come back. Don't worry. That was
Ooh.
kind of how I took it. Is like,
Oh,
hell, like, no matter what, like, hell is coming, and I'm going to be there. And you'll be there soon, too.
I don't think it's coming. I think that Ethan's going to get back with Vanessa. I think her being out of his periphery and his everyday encounter is going to make him lose, as you said, it was kind of like a I hate you kind of thing, like very immature, and I don't think he's going to stick to that.
Yeah, me neither. I think. Well, actually, what do you think of Sir Malcolm's influence in this episode? He was talking back to Jared, the father's like, "Hey, be careful, because I used to be like that. I tried to guilt my son, and that didn't turn out well for me. Don't do the same to your
And
son."
he didn't know the whole story.
I know, he
Apparently,
didn't.
his face when he heard that Ethan killed the family, and albeit was indirectly, but his jaw kind of dropped, I think.
Yeah. But stepping up and actually killing his father.
I was really excited for Malcolm because I feel like this was I don't say the first time, but it was probably the strongest time we've seen him be fatherly toward Ethan. Like when he shuts his bio dad down, and then to pull the trigger in the church. Like he's already he killed his son essentially. He couldn't save his daughter. Like he knows he's damned. I like that this all showed I still believe in redemption for you, Ethan. I still believe that you don't have to follow the same paths as any of the three of your fathers have gone down. You can be better than all of us. And I really liked that. I was glad Malcolm stepped up.
I think, too, he knows that they have a lot to take care of. They've got a lot of business in front of them. I think he knows Vanessa's always got issues, so Ethan's needed. And, this guy's just going to be a thorn in their heel until he's gone.
Yeah, he made it pretty clear that he was not intending to stop.
Keep hunting. Yeah.
He was asking for it. Literally
begging
asking
for death.
it.
Which I think actually is kind of understandable at this point. You have nothing left.
He has nothing to live for.
You have no family.
Yeah.
Your land doesn't mean much anymore.
You lost your son.
Yeah.
He's no longer your son.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
I wonder why he was so insistent to go out by Ethan's hand, though. Why did it need...
I think it was probably more full closure, really, just to the actual story, because Ethan is the reason why the family died, and he might as well be the end reason why he died, too.
This makes sense.
Yeah. But, unfortunately, Jared. That was his name, Jared. He dies. And that was it. So, what do you think that will do for Ethan and Sir Malcolm? Is that the end of the whole Apache story, the father storyline?
I don't think Catanay, that's his name.
Yes,
He's still alive, right?
Day. Yeah.
And we saw that in the preview, Catanay appears to Vanessa. So I think this little trio is going to go back to London and try and help her out, or I think they're going to sense that she's under attack somehow.
See, Catanay saved the day.
Yeah. I love Catanay. I was
Right.
like,
He's
yes!
great. Yes.
I
He's
knew
cool.
you were too stubborn to die. I was like, that's
great.
right. That's our Catanay. Yeah, they definitely felt like there was a building of, we're getting the team back together. It's happening. So I'm ready for that. Please happen next week.
And he grounds Ethan, too, Catanay, in this weird way. Even though they have this hatred for one another, I think he grounds him in his, Apache way of thinking. And, I don't know.
I still don't trust him.
Really?
I'm sorry.
Even now?
No.
Even after saving
I
life?
feel like this was part of his mission, but I don't think that's the whole story, and I don't think... I still don't trust him. I'm sorry. I think he's going to do...
His whole mission was to make sure you didn't fall to darkness, which point, because you did. You got Hecate out of the picture. You killed the evil dad. And then he said he would do anything to protect him. I think that he's a good guy, and I hope that he does come back to London and we can see some of his cool fighting tricks over there.
Yeah.
I think it would be great if Catanay went back, because if we got the whole band back together, the person who's missing from the original group is Sam Benny. So
And the Mystic.
we kind of have to
similar character-wise.
very similar. So we kind of have to replace Sam Benny, even though he can't be replaced, but put in Catanay and
Good call.
that.
Foreign Mystic.
So
That makes
I like
sense.
that.
I could totally see Catanay be part of the group. You know?
Yeah.
I'd like that. That'd be nice. Okay. Anything else about this episode? So good.
So good.
I
That we
want to
loved,
shout out
we didn't
one
love.
person in the chat. So John Doe, who's with us almost every weekend, is super awesome.
Hi, John Doe.
Yeah, hey, what's up, man? Yeah, like he said earlier, Dracula seems like he's evil for the sake of being evil, where Dorian seems like he does it because it gives him an adrenaline rush. And I really like that comparison of that sways me a little, so maybe Dorian can be because you can get a new adrenaline rush. You can replace your adrenaline rush, but you can't really replace a bloodlust with anything. You can get addicted to killing, that's kind of your height, but Dorian has killed mostly to benefit himself. It is definitely an ego-centered thing, but you can kind of get on. So, okay, John, you swayed me a little. I see your point here.
That's a good point. Dracula and Lucifer in their core are evil. And that's kind of the difference, I guess.
I still want to see Dorian's portrait.
Yes!
They've teased it forever, and we still haven't seen it. It's season 3, everybody.
Show
but
the portrait.
You have to remember, because it is a television show. If you reveal it, then that's pretty much the end of his character. So keep the mystery alive. Keep his character going.
Or reveal
But
it
I
and
want to
kill him
see
off.
it.
Yeah, me too.
I want to see it. Okay. All right, so let's get to predictions.
And now, your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
All right. Renee, let's start with you.
Okay, so I don't think that Victor is done. I think even though Lily threatened to kill him the next time he stepped in her way, I don't think he's done, and I think this time Jekyll is going to help. I also think that if John Clare's son, or not if, but when his son dies, I think he's going to try to get Victor to bring him back to life. And lastly, I think Catanate is going to do something bad in the future, and I'm sorry. I know everyone likes him. I don't trust him.
You are really against
I
Catanate.
don't like him.
So we have a lot of death omens here. We had Lyle going to Imhotep. We have these night creatures, and then our new girl,
Catriona.
Catriona, thank you, is a thanatologist who is the studier of death. So I kind of agree with you in that I think the son is going to die, and then there will be some kind of like thing to bring him back. I don't know what that will make him. What kind of like supernatural creature that'll make him. I'm interested to see where that goes. I'm also wondering if that is how they defeat Dracula, is through some kind of like, because he's pretty much dead already. He's living and subsiding off of blood. I think she's going to come in a big way and using like a bunch of different rituals or something to take out Dracula, and we'll maybe see the beginnings of that next episode.
Ooh.
Okay. Angela, how about you?
Well, I said it the first episode of our after show this season that I thought that Victor was going to bring back John Clare's son, and I think we've gotten even closer to that. I think that John Clare's son is going to die, and he'll do whatever he has to get him back. Even though, maybe John Clare's like, oh, not, made me a monster. I think he's going to feel like, well, maybe it can be successful. So I think he'll try that. And I think Victor and Dorian will team up, as you guys said. And I think our new friend Catriona is going to, as a good girlfriend should, clue Vanessa in on the fact that, hey, maybe this seductor that you're with seducer that you're with right now is Dracula.
Interesting. Yes. One more thing about Catriona. Apparently, her last name is Hartigan, and played by Perdita Weeks. But there's actually H.G. Wells' film The Time Machine. The lead character was never named, but the film, The Time Traveler, and that was named Alexander Hartigan.
Ooh.
So maybe there's some parallelism with that storyline that brings Catriona. But I am really excited to see this new character. I think she'd be great to pair her up with Vanessa, because Lord knows what happens with the world and when they take it on. That'll be fun. I think Victor and Dorian will take over and try to overthrow Lily. Mm-hmm. That's going to be literally a bloodbath.
Coup.
Especially, definitely coup. But all the women against those two guys.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh, who knows what's going to happen. And then everyone is eventually going to be back up in London. I'm going to say it every episode until it actually happens.
Ethan and Vanessa,
Our
get
hopeful
back.
thinking will bring this about. And then the chat has, they're saying that we did see the picture of Dorian Gray at the end of season 2 after he killed his
I wondered,
lover.
isn't he like an old man or something?
He's all
I
like
thought-
hobbled
in the
over?
story. In the story.
Yeah, I think we
It's
saw the picture. Didn't we? I don't
I
remember.
feel
what
like
he said.
the chat is confident that we have seen the
Yeah,
photo.
yeah.
There's-
You know what? Like thinking back, because it's so long ago. But yeah, there was chains and whatnot.
Yeah.
Yes,
But it was
we did
quick.
see it.
Yeah,
It
it
was
was
very
quick.
quick. It
I'd like
wasn't
a better
enough.
look.
He was he was hunched over, wasn't
Yeah.
He was kind of like frail
Hunched over
and
and
yeah.
like an animal. Oh my goodness.
Good call,
yeah.
guys.
Thank you
Yes.
for the catch.
Recalling that was a long time ago.
Yeah.
I think I was just getting it mixed up with the actual story book and remembering the fact that we actually have. But yes, thank you. But I think it still makes it interesting for Dorian, for his character.
There's a
Him
lot we don't know
becoming-
about him in general.
Him becoming more vulnerable, because he started off so strong and power hungry, and now he's kind of becoming weak.
Yeah, and I would like to see him revisit the photo. The painting, because it has such a personal meaning to him. And as we're seeing him diminish in himself, I think that he would return to that for strength, a reminder of who he is. So I want to bring it back because it's so much part of his mythos, and I feel like it's kind of missing a little bit at this point for me.
And I think that's probably why we had such a hard time, because we only saw it for maybe 1 or 2 minutes on the
Right.
screen, and that was it.
Yeah.
Not
Yeah.
enough.
Yeah.
But, all right. Excellent episode.
Yep.
More to come. In the meantime, where can everyone keep following you?
Hey guys, you can follow me on Twitter and on Instagram at Renee Ariel.
Hey guys, I'm Joelle Monique. You can find me on Twitter at Joelle Monique, Instagram _Joelle Monique, and every week on blackgirlnerds.com.
And I'm Angela Struck, and you can find me on Twitter at @TheAngelaStruck and on Instagram at Angela Struck.
And you can follow me on Twitter at Serafini TV. You can follow all of us here on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, all those fun social media platforms at AfterBuzz TV. Keep rating, keep commenting. You guys are amazing with your predictions and comments of just the show and the characters in general. We love it. Keep it coming. We read every single one of them. Thank you everyone for tuning in and watching us every week. And we will see you next time.
Bye, guys.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
See you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.